these last 9 days, do they maybe give you a little evidence why the Miami Dolphins did everything they could, including illegally tampering with a senior citizen, in order to move on from Tua Tagovailoa? 3 for 17. That, while, a not atypical Reggie Miller night back in the mid-'90s, should never happen to your starting quarterback in the NFL.
I like that.
And it's never supposed to happen. Never. I was once at a Ryan Leaf, and I like Ryan a lot, but I was once at what's considered like his worst game of his career against the Chiefs when it was San Diego Chargers. I think he started 4 for 18. This was 3 for 17. And Greg, here's the concern for Miami. This is what happens when one smart NFL mind figures something out, the whole league gets to figure it out. So D'Amico Ryans, who's going to be a head coach one day, last year said everyone is so afraid of these guys beating them deep. They're playing them 10 yards off, and then it's just, they're just taking the 10 yards and the 12 yards. They have the ball in their hand in space, and Tyreek Hill's, is basically a computer character, and it's not working. So what if we just hit them? And what if we hit them, and is there going to be the occasional we get beat deep? It happened once. But the rest of the time, is Tua going to look a little jittery? Is he not going to have time? And so San Francisco did it, Greg.
Yep.
And I think people were like, well, that's the best defense in football. That was the Chargers' JV team. It's Chargers without everybody that matters except for Khalil Mack, and they were able to do it. So, if I were the Miami Dolphins this afternoon, I'd be very, very worried that everyone is going to follow this blueprint, and I do not believe Tua Tagovailoa is going to be able to solve the problems that presents.
Yeah, I'm not giving up on Tua, but he's definitely been exposed, and he's going to have to do something about it. I think everything you said was correct. When I think about the 49ers and what they were able to do, they eliminated their opportunity to just run free. That's where Tua has been thriving. Both of these guys, both Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, they've been running free all season long, and to their credit, because they have speed to burn and speed to kill. But when you get up in their face and you force them to now create separation and force their quarterback to throw them open, Tua has not been able to do that these last 2 games. And so for me, if he doesn't improve in that area, then you start to concern yourself. Okay. Now I'll give him a pass because he's had a heck of a run this year.
No.
I'll give him
2 months.
Two games. I'm not going to just be willing to say, nope, he's done.
Well, 2 months made the rest of the media forget about the previous 2 years. So I don't know why 2 games can't make me forget about those 2 months.
And I'm with Greg in that he was horrible's not even strong enough for what he did yesterday. He's been bad the last 2 weeks. But like Greg said, he's had a great season. He was in, not just according to Chris Broussard, he was in the MVP discussion. All right. And so, and I think the first 2 years were up and down. He wasn't starting. He was starting. He had a coach that didn't believe in him.
The first 2 years, the only thing that was good was the win-loss record. The numbers in the tape were not good.
The coach didn't believe in him. We know that. And he was in and out of the lineup, so he didn't get to develop a rhythm. I'm just saying that was he exposed as not a great quarterback? Yeah, he's not on the Mahomes and Burrow and all that level. But a good quarterback, I still think you have to say he's a good quarterback. I don't think you just lead the league in passer rating. Have the statistics that he's had and not be a good, capable quarterback.
You guys just brushed past I'm not saying he's on the Burrow. Guys, the entire storyline of this game was Herbert, Tua. Who you got? Now, our great friends on Speak for Yourself have done a lot on that, but they were not the only people. The same draft class, and people were trying to argue that Tua is the answer. Tua, it's not only that he wins more, look at the numbers this year. And and I don't think it was solely them. I think there were a lot of people that were saying, why isn't it Tua? And the answer is because we can watch the games. And it is so amazing to me how many folks wanted to try to trick themselves into believing he was better than his own coaches believed. Do you know what we've learned this year? The coaches and teams that don't trust their quarterbacks, there's usually a reason. The Seahawks didn't trust Russ. The Niners didn't trust Jimmy. The Dolphins didn't trust Tua. There's usually a reason that the people who know a guy the most either want to move on from him
well, Mike
or
McDaniel got there and said he loved him.
Okay, well, I'm yet to see a coach get somewhere and be like, you know what, this quarterback stinks.
So when it comes to you talking about his first 2 years, like, I'm not so sold on basing it around his first 2 years because of all of what you said. Like, there wasn't a system set up for him to truly succeed. It wasn't about Tua. You talk about your prince that was promised. Mm-hmm. You throw out his first year every time we talk about it.
Yeah.
Why? Because he wasn't set up to succeed. Nothing about that situation was for him to succeed. He's now having some really good seasons, some really good games. Now, if he falls off, you're not just going to say, oh, nope, Trevor Lawrence. But he was in a great class. Like, when
because again, guys, one guy is 6'6", one guy's a little small. Oh. One guy can make every throw. One guy can't. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. One guy was Gatorade National High School Player of the Year, but wasn't going to say that. It is only because you asked me to. Like, there's just certain things that we know, and we know watching yesterday's game, the guy on one of those teams could win an MVP one day. The guy on the other team is, around the Derek Carr level of quarterback. Okay. And that's what it is, which, by the way, I thought he was going to get benched. So I was wrong on Tua in that direction, but come on.
Derek Carr level is fine. Yeah. That's fair.
Dolphins go to Buffalo on Saturday.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.